All right, y'all, we are back for Strategy 9 here in TABE Language M. This is the first of two strategies actually in the last unit, so we're hitting the home stretch here. These two are on writing, which is something that you're not expected to actively do on the TABE test, at least not right now. I'll get to that here in a second. But you are expected to have some knowledge of the structure of different kinds of writing pieces, to know what the introduction, supporting details, and conclusion should do, to be able to recognize those parts and then match them up with the type of information that should be in those, and then organize pieces of writing appropriately. So while you're not writing from scratch on the TABE, you are expected to utilize some writing skills that we do cover here, usually at the end of these units that have to do with language. But the other thing is that in the new TABE that they're currently testing right now, the 1314, which is a ways off. We don't even think that it'll be out next year, or at least we don't have any confirmation that it will. But on the new TABE, at the D and A levels, the top two levels, there will be a writing prompt similar to what you do on the GED. So it certainly doesn't hurt to prepare for that. You may be tested out of this process before the TABE 1314 arrives, but certainly when you take the GED test, you'll be expected to write. And so we're going to, instead of waiting till the end of your process to talk about it, we're going to try to seed those skills in as we go through this process. So strategy 9 today is about writing opinion pieces, where you express your opinion, you take a strong stance or position on a particular issue, but you don't just share your opinion, but you support it with facts and details. Okay, an opinion piece supports a point of view with reasons and facts. Each piece should include an introduction, supporting reasons, and a conclusion, sometimes called supporting details also. The introduction should include a topic sentence and the writer's opinion. Supporting reasons and information are facts that back up a writer's opinion. These should be logically grouped and linked to the opinion. Use appropriate vocabulary. Consequently, specifically. These are the relationship words that I talked about in a previous lesson that show the relationship between ideas, that orient your reader in your piece of writing, wherever that may be, that help organize your thoughts as well. To explain how the reasons support the opinion. The conclusion should paraphrase the point of view. Okay, so what we have here is a chart that tells us sort of the requirements or the elements that should be in each of these parts. So in the introduction, which of course is the first paragraph or the first sentence or the first couple of sentences, a lot of the example passages are short, so the intro may just be one sentence in this case. But it does establish the focus with a topic sentence. We should know in general what's being discussed with the topic sentence. It states a point of view or an opinion. It takes a side on it. It expresses that opinion clearly. It doesn't sort of try to strike it down the middle or even try to argue both sides of a particular issue. And it addresses an audience and a writing purpose. In the case of an opinion piece, the audience is those you wish to convince of your ideas. And certainly your purpose is to convince as well. Okay, supporting reasons, and this could be several sentences in the middle of a piece. It could be a few paragraphs in the middle of a piece. You probably learned these kinds of things in 5-paragraph essay form, where you had an introduction, 3 body paragraphs that had your supporting reasons, and then a 5th paragraph that was your conclusion. So we're kind of talking about the same organizational process here. So logically ordered facts and details, maybe they're ordered by chronology. If you're talking about something in history, you talk about the earlier events before the later events. Maybe they're ordered in importance, or maybe you have to lead the reader through an argument step by step for them to understand each part. So they're ordered by some sort of logic, and they are linked to the opinion by appropriate vocabulary. And what they mean here is that the writer will say something like, well, one reason that the argument is true is, and then they will give the reason, the supporting reason. So there should be language, some relationship language in the text that links the evidence or reason back to the opinion itself. And then finally, the third and last part should be the conclusion. It paraphrases the point of view of opinion. It restates it, but not in the same words. Don't use the same sentence that you used for your topic sentence in the introduction. It is supported by the reasons that you outlined in the middle, the supporting reasons. And then, kind of ties it up, puts a bow on it, and seals the argument. And conclusions oftentimes are the hardest part of a writing piece. But we'll look at some good ones along the way so you can see what they should do. Okay, here we go. A couple of sentences here. I think winter weather is preferable to summer weather. Sounds like an opinion. The winter months are December, January, and February. The summer months are June, July, and August. This is not an opinion. These are just flat out facts. There's no argument over this. These are the months of winter and these are the months of summer. Okay. Part of what we're doing here is differentiating between fact and opinion as well. An opinion in an opinion piece should be stated early and supported by facts that themselves are not opinionated. Okay, we're moving into the work, and this is just a 2-pager in total, so we'll keep this in the same video. So number 1, read the paragraph. Which sentence should be moved to correct the sentence order? So what I said here is move 4 before 1. So sentence 4 says, many people prefer the heat of the summer to the cold of the winter. And the reason I moved that up to the beginning is because it sets up sentence 1 perfectly. However, expressing opposition, I like winter the best. If we just kind of read sentence 1 carefully, we know that there has to be something before it because of this however. There has to be something that has come before to express opposition to. Okay. In 2 through 4, we're matching what's here with the part that it should be. So for number 2, for these reasons, I will always consider myself a cat person. Well, that should be a conclusion, or is a good conclusion. Part of the hint there for us was for these reasons. We know that the reasons have been mentioned, otherwise we wouldn't have this for these reasons statement. So we're already kind of looking at a concluding or wrap-up statement here. And of course it also paraphrases the main idea. Okay, 3. You can leave a cat home alone overnight without worrying about having to take it outside. Supporting reason. And what does it support? Well, it supports number 4. I like dogs, but I love cats. Intro sentence, it expresses an opinion, that this author loves cats. Gives us a reason why cats are cool, why they love cats. And then, of course, concludes it. We're missing some reasons here, for sure. We could expect there to be more in an actual essay. All right, we have a couple multiple choice questions here. The paragraph is missing an introduction. Which of these would best introduce the topic? It's D. Public transportation routes and service hours should be extended throughout the city. What follows talks about reasons that they should be extended. That it reduces traffic congestion. A lot of people rely on transportation to get to work or to school. So a good topic sentence that expresses an opinion that's supported by the details and the rest of the paragraph. Okay, and 6, the paragraph is missing a conclusion. Which of these would best conclude the paragraph? And it's D. Net neutrality ensures a level playing field among the large internet companies and smaller businesses, which is why I support it. In sentence 1 and 2, they already expressed the opinion, and they talked about some reasons in 3 and 4, but D ends things well because it re-expresses the opinion and also kind of sums up the evidence and reasons as well. Okay, this was a pretty short lesson, mainly talking about the parts of an essay, what is a fact versus what's an opinion, and what is the proper place, organizationally speaking, in an opinion essay for those. All right, short lesson, but you'll have a little bit of practice with this to do before you move on to the next strategy. But we are very close to the end. But I'll see you next time for Strategy 10.